for an economy to be vibrant and to also grow at, let's say, the 5.5% that we have in the next financial year as the target, with us getting 3.8% only, or 3.5, 3.8%, yet we are supposed to be at 10%, are we doing a disservice to this economy?
Thank you, Chacha. I think we will look at it from 20 years back, when agriculture in this country actually was set aside, and the country really concentrated on the infrastructure. And if you look at the Kibaki government, they really concentrated on the infrastructure, and that is where actually agriculture started going down. If you look at the budget allocations, even in the last 10 years for the agriculture, it has been ranging from around 50 to around 70 billion countrywide. For a country where we are supposed to be, agriculture is supposed to be the backbone of the economy, clearly that stopped a long time ago being the backbone of the economy. Coming to where we are, and even speaking about the current things that are happening in the agricultural sector, yet there's so much, there's a lot of value chain that have been spoken about in agriculture. And even a lot of some of the inventions, especially when it comes to export of our current produce to other countries, just to be some of the things that the country is also exporting. I think I can tell the chair this morning that there has not been a lot of seriousness in the focus to agriculture, and if he can be able to help us, especially to see what is going to be happening to the agricultural sector, because that holds a lot of people in the economy. When I look also at the other things that have happened to common mwananchi, for example, in the issue of fake fertilizers, if there's one thing that farmers have suffered in this country, is where some of these produce of fertilizers normally come and really affect even the soil pH, and even productivity really goes down. So with such also kind of setbacks, I think we can strongly say that the sector has been abandoned or neglected for the last like 20 years, and the chairman is here. It is high time he bring at least a resolve to some of the things that have been happening. With the current rains, I think the country can do better economically if the agricultural sector can be focused upon, which has not been happening for a very long time.
Also, where do you believe the next budget should stand at? Honorable Ikana 3.8, Dr. Mutunga 3.7. What about you?
I think first, one of the things that has been happening is the reality of the planning, and also something that has been mentioned by the EY report is that the over wanting to implement things that might not happen. They normally say that government takes a lot of time to do something, especially internally in government. But when it comes to externally, that happens, or the government also won't have that to happen very fast, and it becomes very, very difficult for implementation. But if then things can take time to implement and also have the reality of the people planning, then targets will be met, because there will be it will be very clear in terms of. And it's something I even said here last week, Chacha, the whole issue about the assumption or the pillars that are supporting the budget process. And that is something that has not been clear. The legislators here have said, even as everything has been going to parliament, there has been a lot of cutting of budget and forecasting downward. Why was that not done initially, so that then it doesn't disrupt also the economy? So and budgeting process is something that is normally weighted upon by the Kenyan, and by bringing all these big figures that cannot be attained, that are not a reality, that do not reflect what is going on ground, then it really distorts even the hope of people. They are politicians, and they know that economy is very related to politics. However things will be perceived to be seen, people will tend to panic. The private sector will constrain, and that's why we were seeing even at the beginning of the year and the beginning of the year and the end of the year, when the forex was very up, is because the private sector is scared, and they are all holding to the small resources that they have, and that is normal, especially when resources are constrained.
And not to the figure perhaps that you propose for the next financial year.
I think around 3.7, 3.6 will be ideal. It better be forecasted upward when there is foreseen different circumstances. But also something just to make us think about the reason right now the inflation is not going up, and the reason there is no more conflict, even as they mentioned the issue of security, is because these rains are raining everywhere. And this, for the first time in almost 20 years, we haven't seen drought issues in the month of February and March. So everyone is having food, everyone is comfortable, and people are not over-conflicting of the small resources they have. But whenever food is not on the table, then the common Kenyan and the economy and even inflation goes up to the roof.